It's them or us.
Make it quick then.
Golden dunes rise and fall at the whims of the wind, revealing and bearing the bones of many a lost adventurer. For a lucky few who wander the sands, salvation appears on the horizon. A cluster of trees to shelter from the heat, and a small pool to quench cracked lips. But an oasis attracts more than just desperate travelers seeking a safe haven.
We made it. According to the map, this area is a wyvern breeding ground.
Blazes! Is that why it's so bloody hot? Get it? Blazes?
Come on, we've got to keep moving.
A storm is coming.
Need me?
What is it?
Yes? You lead, I follow.
Just what I needed.
Let's be quick! Yes?
Please! Surrender now!
What do you need?
Drop your weapons!
Oh, yes?
Go ahead.
That's me. Over here?
Let's
Yes.
get this over with. Do you need me?
Throwing your life away.
Yes.
What is it?
I will do it.
Where are we
I'm
going?
ready.
Where to?
I'm listening.
General? I'll keep the bastards off you.
What is it?
What's the latest?
What is it?
Order.
Where to?
Yes?
It's me. Need me?
I'm ready.
Where to?
I have this. Yes? The storm is coming.
You know
What is
it.
it?
Need me?
Stick to the path. Lead the way.
Yes.
Do you need me?
Where to? Need me? General? Delete.
What now?
Keep it up.
You're quite. I'm ready.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Damn it. Heal.
What is it? I'm ready.
Me? All right.
What is it?
The storm
What do
is
you
coming.
require?
Yes?
Okay.
I'm listening.
General?
What now?
Need me?
Yes.
Oh, yes?
I'm ready.
Out of the way.
Do you need me? If I must.
What do you need?
Please! Surrender now!
They killed one of our heroes!
I need help.
This way.
Where to?
What is it?
I'm ready.
I'm listening.
What now?
Yes?
The storm
All
is
righty.
coming.
Go ahead. Over here.
General?
What is it?
Huh?
Where to?
What is it?
Oh,
Go ahead.
yes?
That's me.
Yes.
Dwarves. What are they doing out here?
Digging for moon silver, perhaps? I don't see what else would bring a dwarf out here.
True. Let's go say hello.
Ancestors, guide us.
Good thing I came prepared.
Bandits!
I'm ready.
There's bound to be more!
What now?
Where to?
I'm listening.
The storm is coming.
What do you require?
This looks like one of those reavers.
Look at that wound. Only a moon silver axe could do that.
Windholmers. Well, keep your eyes open. Maybe the stolen weapon is still around.
General?
Locked. Maybe one of the keys is in one of the bandits' pockets.
Over there?
No key here. Nothing.
I have your
I'm
back.
ready.
Over there. See the
Need me?
beams?
Yes? I'm fading. Please. I'm fading.
Where to? You'll get a
Yes.
good return on your
Consider
investment.
Done.
Do you need me?
No key here. Ugh. That smell, but still no key. Would you look at that? Found it. Now let's see what's in that chest.
What's this?
There we go. That's some quality craftsmanship.
Good thing the Reavers can't do any more harm with it.
What do you need?
Yes?
What now?
Stay close.
Need me?
Yes?
That's me.
I'm listening.
The storm is coming. Stick to the path.
What is it? Out of the way. Go ahead.
What's the latest?
Healing
What's the
now.
latest?
I'm fading.
Yes?
That's me.
What now?
Yes.
General? Need me?
Fire.
General?
Ready.
Need me?
What is it? I'm listening.
What now?
Oh, yes? Yes.
Finally! Some action! What's the latest? That's it. It's me.
I'm
What is it? I need help. What now?
I'm fading.
They killed one of our heroes.
Need me?
I'm listening.
Yes? I'm fading.
This way.
Oh, you're getting a good return. Yeah. Now. It's me. Where to? Need me?
I'm fading.
What's the latest? Where to? That's me.
I'm fading.
General?
Yes?
Business.
General?
Yes.
Oh,
What do you
Yes.
require?
That's me.
What is it?
Go ahead.
Where to?
I'm listening.
This is how it ends. On your order.
Throwing your life away. You
What
know
do
it.
you need?
Yes? Lead the way.
Yes?
The storm
Over
is
here?
coming. You lead.
Go ahead.
I follow.
What's the latest?
Let's make it painless. Yes?
It's me. It's me.
Yes? Yes? Yes?
They killed one of our heroes.
Keep it up. Yes?
Where to?
I'm listening.
Are you sure this is safe?
General?
I'm ready.
Over here.
A storm is coming.
That's me.
What do you require?
So, are we making camp soon?
What now?
What's the latest?
What is it?
I'm ready.
This way.
A storm
What is it?
coming. Do you need me?
What do you need?
Oh,
Yes.
yes?
Need me?
What do you require?
Yes?
Yes.
What's the latest?
It's coming.
General?
Yes?
Me?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
What is it?
What is it?
I'm fading.
What now?
Yes?
Yes?
Go ahead.
That's me.
I'm listening.
Need me?
I'm ready.
General?
What do you need?
Just
Yes.
what I needed.
What is it?
What is it? What now?
Drop your weapons!
Finally, some action.
See, guy came. What's the latest?
Please! Surrender now! Yes?
Yes.
General?
I'm ready.
Where to? I'm
What
going.
is it? Yes.
Go ahead.
That's me.
Yes?
What's the latest?
What now?
Need me?
I'm listening.
Yes?
Go ahead.
Do you need
Where are
me?
we going?
A storm
Okay.
is coming.
What's the latest?
What is it?
Oh,
What do you
Yes.
require?
Yes?
yes?
I'll keep the bastards off you.
What now? What is it?
Where to?
I have this. Yes?
I'm listening.
That's me. General?
I'm listening.
A storm.
What is it?
Huh?
Where to?
Yes.
Stay close.
Require.
Oh, yes? Let's get this over.
What's the latest? Need me?
What do you need?
That's me.
What now?
Where to?
What is it? You don't know who you're up against. What do you
That's
want?
it. Prepared. General? Just what I needed. Over here?
What do you require?
Do you need me?
Final! Some action. You'll get it. Good. What's the latest? It's me.
Go ahead.
Yes?
This has now.
A storm is coming.
I'm listening.
Oh,
You know it.
yes?
Finally, some action.
What do you need?
Do you need me?
Think I came prepared.
I will
Out of
follow.
the way.
Please, surrender now.
Need. I'm listening.
All right. What is it?
What do you need?
Oh,
I am
yes.
ready.
Where to?
Go ahead.
Sisters, guide us.
Need me?
Yes.
Do you need me? A storm is coming.
What do
Over
you
there?
require?
Yes? Make it quick
Yes.
then.
This
That's
way.
gosh, isn't it?
Look out!
Lead on.
Over here.
It's them.
A storm is coming.
General? I'll keep the boat.
I'm ready. You're sure of this?
They killed one of our heroes.
What now?
Keep it up.
All right.
Come on, we're not losing you.
General?
What do you need?
Healing now.
Help.
I'm faded.
I will follow. Got it.
Stay close.
I'm faded.
Need me?
They killed one of our heroes.
General?
Go ahead. Yes.
Need me?
Yes.
Move
Stay
it.
with us.
I need help.
Damn it.
What's the latest?
Healing now.
What do you
Stay
require?
close.
Lead on. I'm ready.
Oh, yes?
What do you require?
Yes?
Damn it.
They killed one of our heroes.
Do not leave us just yet.
Damn it. Healing now.
Fading.
They killed one of our heroes.
This way. Keep it up.
Yes? Okay.
I'm listening.
A storm is coming.
My stomach. General?
Yes?
Not here again.
That's me.
What is it?
Oh,
What now?
yes?
What's the latest?
Yes. On your order. I will follow.
Over here. Out of the way.
My faith.
You know it.
I am ready. You're sure of this?
Yes?
Over here.
What
Okay.
is it?
Yes.
My faith.
They killed one of our heroes.
Need me? I got you. Stay with us. I'll keep the bastards off you. Good thing I came prepared.
Yes.
I'm fading.
What's the latest?
I have your back. Yes? It's coming.
Made that. Like this.
It's coming.
This ends now.
What do you require?
General?
What is it?
Need me?
Yes?
Go ahead.
What's the latest?
Huh?
That's me.
What is it?
Stay close.
Yes?
Yes?
What's the latest?
Let's make it painless. Storm is coming.
Throwing.
What now?
You're next.
Yes?
Where are we going? Leave me?
What is it?
Yes?
I'm listening.
General?
What do you need?
Where to?
Yes.
Do you need me?
What do you require?
A storm is
I'm
coming.
ready.
Huh?
What now?
Oh. Yes? Yes?
Yes?
A storm is coming. I will do it. Be gentle with it, General.
I got it.
What is it?
That's me.
What is it?
Over here.
Do you need me?
Yes.
Keep it up.
Yes?
What do you require?
What's the latest?
I'm ready.
General?
Go ahead.
Need
What
me?
now?
Oh.
What do you require?
War after war has scarred Fiora, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nортандер, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom. A new beginning dawns for the Morhir, as their new settlement finally takes shape, while the orcs realize the dream of the great Khal in Bargagor. The dwarves carry on in their stronghold below the mountains, and the exalted father rules quietly over the dark elven swamps. It is an era of change, of redefining the old and discovering the new.
Get ready!
Finally, some action.
Consider it done.
The dwarves once maintained an underground empire that spanned from Wulfgar to Lar, its massive cities connected by hundreds of miles of carefully hewn tunnels. At its heart was Windholm, the blaze of its forges and the pounding of its hammers giving birth to the greatest dwarvian crafts on Io. Today, the empire is no more, but like the mountains above it, the capital city remains, a living monument to glory long gone.
Where to? You know it. Over here. All right.
Ugh, crump.
What do we have here?
Oh, hello again.
Here's the wife and egg.
That's it? Huh. Thought it'd be a lot bigger. No matter. As soon as this egg hatches, I can get to work. Here, I owe you something. Why don't you come back later with one of these so I can craft you some fine armor?
Thanks. Will do. I'll be going.
Aye. Be seeing you.
Lead on then.
War after war has scarred Fiara, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nортандер, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom. A new beginning dawns for the Morhir, as their new settlement finally... As you make your way towards Greykeep, the Wolf Guard is in high spirits. Not only was the mission a full success, you were relieved to find the Blackstone rebels getting along well with the men and women of the Wolf Guard. Allies, you think with a smile as your cohort of humans and dwarves crosses the city gates, riding past baffled guards. You can use them.
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Come take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. A fair offer.
Nothing new today.
This way.
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Come, take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. A fair offer.
Take a look around, see what you like. Oh, that'll do. The best wares from Kalea to Nортандер. Pleasure doing business with you. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn. Yes, come closer. I'm sure I have just what you need. Good choice.
Interesting.
Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the wary traveler. Come again. May Tiara bless your path. You know how to bargain, don't you? Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need. Farewell.
What's this?
Armors and shields. Everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords. Pleasure doing business with you. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
The Throne Hall, the inviolable inner sanctum of Greykeep. Here lies Nortander's seat of power, the seat from which her sovereign strikes accords and passes judgment. There is a certain hush to the cavernous hall.
Time to file a report. I should request an audience with the Queen.
General. Did you hear back from the Black Company's leader yet? We still need to find information on those rogue sleepers.
Not yet, but that doesn't surprise me. The man likes to take his time. I suggest we deal with the other matters first.
I'll be going. We'll speak later.
Sure.
What do we have here?
Yes, General?
I'd like to learn more about the Aliani.
Sure. I'd be happy to tell you more about my people.
I noticed you mention your ancestors a lot. Do they play a big role in your society?
We honor them, of course. But it's a lot more than that. When one of the Aliani dies, they take their place among the ancestors. We call it the Great Journey. Imagine every Aliani to ever exist in an unending journey across the steppes. There is no higher honor than for your spirit to join that.
If that's the afterlife for Aliani, what happens to everyone else?
I don't really know. Our traditions only cover the Aliani. Maybe their spirits join something similar.
Even outcasts?
Oh, no. Except for them. When one is made an outcast, they forfeit their place on the steppes and among the ancestors.
So they're outcasts in the afterlife too?
Yes. It's why, no matter the crime, banishing someone is so devastating.
That's a fascinating take on death. I've noticed your people say listen for the storm. What does that mean?
It's literal, though I guess it doesn't make much sense to someone who doesn't live on the steppes.
Is it any storm, or the one storm to end them all?
Not everything is about the end of the world. Storms can form quickly on the steppes, often without warning unless you're paying attention. You do not want to be out when a storm is giving the steppes its namesake.
There's something I don't understand. Your people seem to worship Sheogded, and yet you want to stop your god from ending the world?
Well, it's not quite how you imagine. We don't pray to Sheogded to save our sick or bless the hunt. It's more of a godlike entity, neither benevolent nor malicious. We worship Sheogded in the same way we respect a force of nature.
You respect something that wants to devour all life?
Of course. Have you never been in awe of a powerful storm or a raging fire? It is the same. But just because we respect its power and purpose doesn't necessarily mean we desire it.
And what purpose does Sheogded serve?
It is an end. An end to the selfishness of humankind, to the rot. It is the consequence of the sum of our actions.
I guess I never thought of it that way.
It seems not many outside the Aliani do. Maybe if more people understood... never mind.
How does your society work?
You mean the structure? Well, you know there's the chieftain. We also have the wise women, our elders. And then there's everyone else.
What about the people who are banished from the tribe?
Well, as you said, they're banished. So they're no longer considered Aliani. Not really.
But they're born Aliani. Just because they're no longer part of the tribe doesn't make them foreign.
Well, think of it this way. Someone who is made outcast has broken one of our laws and has betrayed what made them Aliani.
But who defines what is Aliani? What if beliefs and laws change? Can they change?
They could, theoretically. But our laws haven't changed in generations. They do not bend like the steppes grass.
I see. Are there other tribes like yours on the steppes?
No, just us. At least as far as we know. There have been times when our hunters had to venture farther out into the steppes, but they've never encountered anyone besides the occasional bandit.
That doesn't mean they don't exist.
True, but according to our histories as well, we are the only tribe.
Why are there only wise women, no men?
It's an old tradition. From what I understand, in the early days of the tribe, only men were allowed to hunt. Not many men lived long enough to become elders.
So shouldn't the customs be updated if the original reason is no longer true?
I suppose it could, but some roots grasp so deep that they can't be dug up. I don't think the elder men would even agree to be wise men.
Interesting. So, who is Kyle Wu?
Me? Why do you want to know?
I like to get to know the people I work with.
Oh, I see. Okay. What would you like to know?
You mentioned your mother when we first met. May I ask what happened to her?
Oh, she joined the ancestors several years ago. A sickness swept through the village.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. It hurt for a long time. One day she was fine, and then a moon later, she was gone. I don't know about you, but to me, my parents were invincible. Realizing that someone who was a constant presence your whole life could just be gone. It took me a long time to be at peace with that.
I know exactly what you mean. You believe they will be there forever, even as you grow up and realize the world doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, my father would say I'm a lot like her.
How so?
She was never satisfied with what was on the surface. She challenged him to think beyond tradition for tradition's sake. My father would say she would gladly dig up the steps if it revealed Fiara's heart.
She sounds a lot different than most Aliani.
She was. She was good for my father that way. Anyway, that was her. Let's talk about something else.
Are you close with anyone in your village?
Well, there's my father, and one of the wise women, Yalina, liked to bake these...
No, I mean close.
Oh, you mean like sexually? No, I'm not in a relationship with anyone. Why do you ask?
I just wanted to get a better sense of the people you care about.
Oh, okay.
Things must have been different for you, being the chieftain's son.
Maybe in some ways. We don't revere our leaders like your people do with your queen. People have great respect for my father, but it's the same as being a skilled tracker or an eagle-eyed gatherer.
Really? You're saying others didn't treat you differently, even though one day you'll take over as chieftain?
No, they have no reason to. If you prove yourself skilled and dedicated to the people, your word is respected as much as the wise women or chieftain. Why seek favor with one voice when you can have your own?
What about your father? He seems like an intimidating figure.
Oh yes, that's a different story. He's always held me to a higher standard. It was frustrating at times, but I could see there was a reason to his actions.
What was growing up on the steppes like?
Well, the Howling Steppes has its name for a reason. Between the storms that roll through and the constant search for food, it can be a pretty bleak place. That said, I don't know that I'd wish for anything else. I remember the feasts we'd have to honor a special occasion. The whole village devoted days to cooking just for one extravagant meal.
That sounds like a lot of fun. How are things normally?
For a child? Pretty boring.
That's all I wanted to know.
Sure.
What do you think of the others?
Everyone is so experienced and well-traveled. You included. At times I feel quite small.
Everyone starts somewhere.
True. Though I feel I have a lot of catching up to do. Lady Hailstone offered to take me aboard her privateer ship after this is over.
That's nice of her.
It is. Although she said I'll need to get my sea legs. I don't really know where one would acquire such a thing, but she said not to worry about it.
Thanks for the chat.
Of course. Listen for the storm.
General, I was hoping you'd come by. Do you have time for a chat?
Sure. What is it?
Well, I wanted to apologize. You know, for being so reserved when you first arrived. It's just... I miss Tahar. So damn much.
I can imagine. What was your relationship?
Oh, no. We weren't lovers. Tell me, General, do you have someone you truly call your friend? Someone who just understands you? Someone who you know will always have your back?
Not really, no.
Then it will probably be hard for you to relate. Especially in the months after the wars. We'd have these long talks. Sometimes over a mug of ale. Sometimes just walking through the keep. Tahar was the first person I felt I could tell anything to. No judgments or assumptions. I think it's rare to find someone you can just... I don't know... trust. But here's the thing, General. Tahar was struggling. Nightmares, hallucinations, panic attacks. The list goes on. I mean, how would you feel if you had to kill your own mother after just finding out she was still alive?
Tahar was traumatized. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes. It wasn't a well-known fact either. Tahar made sure of that. To everyone else, it looked like the Wolfguard had a hero for a leader, but not me. So when news of those disappearances reached us, and the brave hero of the Purity Wars insisted the Wolfguard should investigate, I argued it was a bad idea. It was too rash of a decision. Too risky. And I told Tahar just that. Our last words were in anger. Right here in the Wolf Chamber. And that just breaks my heart.
Do you think the trauma played a role in Tahar's death?
As in, did it lead to some poor decision-making? Yeah. Yeah, I do.
You can't blame yourself for what happened. You were only trying to help a friend.
Yeah. Part of me knows that. Anyway, sorry for the monologue. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I ever behave like a complicated princess again, then it's probably because I need some more time to process.
I understand.
Hey, can I ask you something, General?
What?
That charm you're always wearing. What's the story behind it? I might be wrong, but I get the feeling that it's, I don't know, important to you?
Oh, that? Someone gave it to me, back in Imperia.
I see. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
That's all right. You can ask me anything.
You're going to regret saying that. I guess I'll see you around, General, won't I? Thanks for the chat. General, what is it?
I wanted to check in with you, see how you're doing. Especially after... well...
After we met Tahar's murderer? I appreciate the concern, but really, I'm fine. If anything, I'm glad that the murderer has a face now. Or a mask, in this case. I can't change that Tahar's gone, but I can make sure that the bastards responsible pay.
Are you sure you're okay?
Ellen's reigns, yes. Now can we please talk about something else?
So, tell me a little more about yourself.
Personal or professional interest?
A bit of both.
I see. Well, here's the deal. Ask me what you want, but I get to ask something in return.
All right. What are your plans for the future?
You mean plans as in settle down, get fat with children, and grow old knitting in my rocking chair?
Is that what you want?
Not really. I mean, someday, yeah, but as you might know, in elven terms, I'm barely an adult. Also, I was never good with plans. Things change all the time, so what's the point anyway?
I feel ya. Outside of the service, I'd like to play things by ear.
I thought so.
What do you do when you're not out in the field or working for the Circle?
You're asking about my pastimes? That's unexpected. I like nature. And I play cards.
Cards? You mean you gamble?
Sometimes, yeah. Not for high stakes, though. It's really just for fun. There are a couple of playing clubs down in Greyfell. You play too?
Not really. It's not my thing.
I get that.
Do you miss Finn on Mir sometimes? Your homeland?
Not really. Though sometimes there are those nights when I get nostalgic. I think of the giant trees, the towering buildings, and the tranquility. And I wonder what my life would be like if I had stayed there, though I'm probably just romanticizing the past. I'm very good at that.
Well, thanks for letting me know.
Hold on. You're not getting off that easy. My question. Okay. I hope this isn't too personal. Was there ever someone in your life? Like a significant other?
No.
Always the lone wolf, then? Huh. Where were we?
How would you like to grab a drink?
A drink? Why? Do you need to discuss something?
No, I'd just like to get to know you better.
Oh? Well, sure, why not? I could use a breather. So, yeah, sure. Let's go. I know a good spot.
Atop the mammoth stronghold of Greykeep sits King's Vantage, a gathering place of merchants, servants, and nobles alike. From here, the high towers of the keep encircle.
No way! You're making this up, right?
No, that's what he said.
This potion shall grant you the virility of a bull.
Ellen's reigns. Hard to believe that line would work on anyone. But then again, Empyreans are a funny folk. You know, as a child I always wanted to cross the Sea of Dreams. See all those exotic places the bards always sing about.
What stopped you?
Money, mostly. And now, responsibility. I'm a circle mage. I don't feel like one, and I'm not sure I'm doing a particularly good job at it, but still. I can't just turn tail because I feel like it, can I? People are counting on me.
Now that you mention it, I've been wondering, what made you stay after the Purity Wars were over?
Good question. Do you know the saying, if everybody would take care of himself, then everybody would be taken care of? That used to be me. But then during the Purity Wars, I came to realize that that's nonsense.
Why?
Because it completely ignores that there are positions of power. If you'd come across a woman being robbed by two highwaymen, you'd help her, right? You'd do it because she probably couldn't help herself. But you could. The more powerful we become, physically or in society, the more responsibility we have. It's easy to ignore that if you've never needed help from someone else. Or in my case, if you've hit rock bottom and fought your way up on your own. Because especially then you think, I didn't get any help, so why should others? But that's a fallacy. Just because you had it hard doesn't mean everybody else should.
Say you had crossed the Sea of Dreams. Where would you have gone?
Kalea, maybe? Or Zhu. Ultimately, I don't think the place would have mattered. What I've always loved about the idea of traveling to a new country is that it would have been a fresh start. You know, turning the page, starting over.
I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Go someplace entirely different, far away from Imperia or Nортандер.
Well, maybe you can do it when your generaling days are over. Who knows? Anyway, we digress.
What makes you think that you're doing a bad job as a circle mage?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't feel very authoritative, I guess. And honestly, those formal gowns? Ugh. Whenever I have to wear them for a conclave, I feel like a peacock. And don't get me started on the bodices. How some women wear these things voluntarily is beyond me. Then again, out of all the circle mages, I'm probably the best fit for these things. I mean, gore at a royal conclave? Uram? No thank you.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
Thanks.
But you aren't planning on giving up your position anytime soon, are you?
No, of course not. But enough about me. What about you, General Erev? What drives you? Yeah, you're acting under orders, but I still can't help but feel that this mission is personal to you.
Well, I messed up badly back in Imperia, and this is my second chance. Not everybody gets those.
Wait, but you don't remember what happened that day, do you? How can you say you messed up then?
I lost my entire division, and the orcs butchered the town I was supposed to protect. Regardless of how it happened, I'd say that qualifies as messing up, wouldn't you?
I guess so. Anyway, I had a great time, but we've been talking for over an hour now. We should probably get back to the wolf chamber. I mean, we don't want there to be any gossip, do we?
What do you mean?
Never mind. See you around, General. I'm glad you joined us.
What do you need? Keep it up. Interesting.
Ah, General. I've been meaning to talk to you. Good work on the heist. And those spiders. I never saw it coming.
Probably one of the strangest things I've done. That was a lot of gold we took from the treasury. Where would it all go?
Aye, it was a good haul. Most of the coin will go towards mercenaries and more weapons, but we've set aside a portion for Windhome's displaced too.
That's charitable.
We do what we can. Either way, did you need something?
What do you think of the people who've joined us?
General, I didn't peg you as a gossip. Alright, I'll play. Who do you mean?
Kyawu.
He reminds me a bit of my brother. Questioning why things are the way they are. He looks up to you, you know.
I'm an outsider. I don't think he admires any of us.
If you say so.
What do you think of Iria?
For being the first mage of the circle, she's surprisingly nice.
That surprises you?
Maybe she doesn't fully realise it, but she's a leader. Leaders don't usually end up in their positions without being a little ruthless. Even those with the best intentions. It's refreshing. And I can see she's very nice to you.
What?
Oh, nothing.
What's your take on Wraith?
Wraith. He doesn't trust me. He's had a painful lesson not to put faith in a fragile world. I respect him for that. But it's not as doom and gloom as he makes it. He's swimming in the ocean, refusing to look anywhere but down, so of course he only sees the abyss. If only he'd look up.
I'd like to learn more about the dwarves. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm no anthropologist, General. Doesn't Greykeep have a library?
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
I believe you. Ask me about something I know, like brandy and the drinking of brandy.
Want to get a drink?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Ugh, why is everything still spinning?
I wanted to know more about you.
Me? Fancy that. Alright, what do you want to know?
Are you from Windholm?
Aye, born and raised. Although I hadn't been back until a few months ago.
Why's that?
Well, I was busy, I guess. Seeing what else was out there. I ended up with some privateers out in the Sea of Dreams.
Do you have any other family in Windholm? Parents?
It's always just been me and Malik. We jumped around in the streets for a while before an orphanage took us in. The woman who ran it, she's the kindest person I know. She took in everyone. even though she had practically nothing to spare. And yet she's the kind of person Arrakis would sweep away. Not because of her character, but because of the haves and have-nots.
Sounds like you had a rough childhood.
Stones, it was rough. But you know, in a way I'm grateful. Having nothing makes you appreciate what little you do have. The people who work their arses off to survive, those are some of the strongest people I know. And it's how I know we're better than this Granite Sun's bullshit. A lot of us don't want this. We just have to empower ourselves to resist.
You must have had a lot of adventures. Got any stories?
Aye, I do. Buy me a drink or three and maybe I'll tell you.
Where was Malik while you were adventuring?
He stayed in Windhome. Took a job as a labourer in the mines. I was only supposed to be gone a short while, but when it became clear I wouldn't be back, I asked him to join me. But he declined. Said he liked his feet on solid ground. We wrote letters, though. That was always my favourite part about returning to port. Finding a letter waiting for me about my brother's latest news.
So, you're a pirate?
Dust and stones, no. More like a pirate chaser. We were contracted by some minor Nортanders lords to protect their merchant vessels. Drove off a lot of sea thieves.
How does one end up with privateers?
I guess one thing led to the next. Malik and I owed a debt to some traders. They knew I was good with the blade, so I served as a bodyguard on their expedition.
And they turned out to be privateers?
No, it turned out they owed the privateers a debt. And when some bloody wolves tore our camp and the traders to bits, Captain Tarzan stuck me with the debt. So I served on her ship.
That's awful.
I hated it at first. Why should I have to settle someone else's debt? After a while, though, I realised I actually enjoyed it. Being out there with only blue above and blue below, chasing sea rats like hounds on a hunt, it was freedom. The crew accepted me as their own.
Then, how did you come back?
I got a letter from Malik about what was happening in Windhome. I told the captain. She paid out my cut and bid me good tides.
Do you miss it?
Aye, I do. Once this business is taken care of, I plan to rejoin them. Maybe finally drag Malik along too.
How did you become the leader of the Blackstone Rebels?
I'm not a leader. I represent the hundreds that oppose Arrakis and his bloody Granite Sons.
I saw the way the rebels look to you. Like it or not, they follow you and Malik.
Stones. To be honest, it just sort of happened. When Arrakis rose to power, we weren't trying to create a force to oppose him. We were just looking for others who believed we were better than old prejudices and shitting on the poor. When it turned out there were a lot of us, it became a question of what we could do, not just what we believed. Before I knew it, I was looking around and everyone was looking at me.
I thought you were an adventurer. Why are you so invested in a rebellion?
Does leaving your homeland mean you no longer care about it? Or the people you left behind? I wouldn't trade my travels for a sturdy life in Windhome. Aye, that's true. But it sickens me to see us become something I know we're better than. So, if putting aside my own wants is what it takes to help my home fight a pestilence, then I'll do it. Gladly. What about you? Where do you consider home?
I wouldn't call anywhere home. I serve Nортандер, and I go where she needs me. That's all.
Detached devotion. I don't envy you.
Why do you think they look to you?
Well, Stones. I asked myself the same question.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
Really? It's hard to tell sometimes.
Really? What do you hope the rebellion will accomplish?
You mean besides removing that madman from power? Well, reinstating the prince, for one, and cleaning house of some of the old advisors who opened the doors for Arrakis.
That'll be something you decide?
No, not me. Ultimately, it'll be up to the prince. From what I hear, he's a smart lad. He won't ignore the wants of his people, the same people who rose up to defend his throne.
That sounds promising. With Arrakis removed from power, the prince can focus on restoring order to Windhelm.
Aye. And eventually, even more. Once there's stability on the throne, the prince can figure out how to improve the lives of his people.
So, when you're not overthrowing tyrannies or traveling the world, do you spend time with anyone special?
Don't I see where this is going? No, General, there's no dear lad waiting for me somewhere.
Will you ever settle down?
I'd like to, someday. Just not right now.
That's all I wanted to know. How are the rebels doing?
Good. Things are moving thanks to that gold. We're filling our ranks and securing more resources. It'll be a while, but this rebellion is actually becoming something.
See you later, Rara.
See ya.
What's this?
The Throne Hall, the inviolable inner sanctum of Greykeep. Here lies Nortander's...
All right. Time to report to Her Majesty.
Out of the way. What do we have here?
General, what is it?
What's your take on our companions?
Oh, so we're doing the gossip thing? Sure, why not? Who?
What's your opinion of Kaiawu?
Kaiawu? He reminds me of myself a little.
Why's that?
Well, he's clearly looking for his place in the world. I admire his strength, though. Defying his father, the chieftain of the tribe, and thus theoretically turning his back on his people. Takes guts to do that. Other than that, he's quite withdrawn and doesn't seem very interested in anything outside of his Jakku. Apart from you, that is.
From me?
Come on. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. You fascinate him. On a personal and, bodily level.
Well, he's a good man, but I'd rather, fascinate someone else.
Really? Describe that someone.
Witty, attractive, circle mage?
Iskrim?
Right.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. Either way, anyone else?
What's your opinion of Kaiawu?
Kaiawu?
Why's that?
Well, other than that...
From me?
Come on. Don't tell me you haven't noticed.
Well...
Really? Describe...
Witty, attractive...
Iskrim?
Right.
Either way, anyone else?
Couldn't the Queen call the other circle mages back to help with our mission?
She could, but I don't think that's wise.
Why not?
Because their missions are equally important. While our mission's purpose is to prevent catastrophe, theirs have to do with restoration. With, you know, making things better. Which is a welcome development, if you ask me. If the only thing the Crown does is prevent the world from falling apart rather than trying to cement its foundations, I doubt this era of peace will last.
Could you tell me more about the Circle?
Sure. Shoot.
Was Tahar a Circle Mage too?
No. Tahar's responsibility was the Wolf Guard. But we worked closely together. Was. Still feels strange to say it.
How are the members of the Circle chosen? You had no ties to the Crown before, did you?
Ties to the Crown? On the contrary. We might as well have been the ensemble of a Chilean freak show. What we all have in common, though, is that we played a pivotal role in ending the Purity Wars. And that Tahar trusted us. Also, our different backgrounds made us ideal for the role. An elf from Fin and Mir, a fire wielder orc, a demonologist from Kalea. The list goes on. The Circle's responsibility is to give a face to magic. And if that face is a fat, perfumed bureaucrat, we'd be back with another mage-persecuting cult in no time. What the Queen wanted for the Circle was people from all walks of life with one thing in common. Magic.
Makes sense. Who are the other Circle mages? There are 7 of you, right?
Yeah. Undergast, Gore, Uram, Iana, Iskrim, and Rowan. And surprise, all of them are out doing fancy things while I'm condemned to confer with nobles all day long. Though, admittedly, that has changed a little since you came here.
Rowan. Should I know him?
I don't think so. Rowan was Isamo Tahar's right hand during the Mage Wars.
Wait, and he's a part of the Circle now. Isn't that a bit contradictory?
It is, but he switched sides after the war and helped us with our fight against the Purity. I still don't like him, though. He's vain and a bit too concerned with his own ambitions for my liking. To be honest, I'm glad he's not in the keep right now.
Uram. Was that the demonologist? The ambassador told me about him.
I bet he did. Yeah, he's a demonologist.
Where is he?
In the Scorching Desert, helping the Iron Falcons improve the seal of the Fieldarg tomb. An endeavor long overdue, if you ask me.
Undergast. I think I've heard that name before. Wasn't he the head of the Creators Guild?
He still is. He's currently negotiating with the Everlight Mayor, Phelan Argyle. They still refuse to accept the Circle.
Isgrim. That's the Earthshaper, isn't it? I heard about him.
Earthshaper, archaeologist, shaper enthusiast? Yes. He's up in Wolfgar, digging up bones and dusting off trinkets.
Gore. He's the High Chieftain of the Great Tribe, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where is he now?
In Barga Gore, of course, leading the Great Khal.
Who's Iana?
Long story. Suffice it to say that she's a woman with extraordinary abilities. A dreamweaver. She's currently overseeing the construction of the new Morhir city up north.
Any idea when they'll return?
Once their missions are completed, I guess. And that might be a while.
What exactly is the Circle's purpose? To control the use of magic?
More than that. We're here to give mages across Viara a voice. See, one of the reasons why the Purity Wars happened was because mages just made for such damn good scapegoats. Deviant, potentially dangerous, sometimes ashamed of their nature. You get the idea, don't you?
I do. The ideal canvas for fear-mongering.
Exactly. The Circle is here to prevent that from ever happening again. We represent mages' interests, and we're the ones who will stand up if yet another hate-monger tries to use us for his power games. But at the same time, we also ensure that mages themselves don't abuse their power, as Tahar's father did. Magic can be dangerous, and only a fool would deny that. There need to be laws, rules, and supervision. And that's what we provide.
Why was the Circle formed?
What, they didn't tell you? My, you really have some catching up to do. Short answer? Because of the Mage Wars and the Purity. First, a mage abused his power in an attempt to overthrow the crown. Then a demagogue turned the table and orchestrated a genocide of everyone with enough magic to light a candle. After we defeated Lacane, it was clear that we could never ever let something like this happen again.
And so the Queen formed the Circle?
Oh, not just the Queen. She and Tahar initiated it. But the idea is for every country on Io to legitimize it as an independent entity representing the face of magic. The orcs have already recognized it, and so have the Morhir. And once Circle Mage Undergast is done convincing the Everlight Mayor, he'll move on to the Exalted Father, and later Kalaya and Zu. In the long run, we're also not going to stay here in Greykeep. Rohan suggested turning Mullendir into the Circle's headquarters, but I'm not sure about that. I guess we'll see.
I'd like to know more about the Purity Wars. About your fight against Rondar Lacane.
To be honest, I'd rather not talk about it.
How come?
Because it brings up memories that I'd rather leave buried for now. You know, some of the things we saw in that journey. I don't think I'll ever forget them. The smelter. The massacres committed by the Bane. Let's change the subject, all right?
What are your thoughts on the mission?
My thoughts? Why?
Just wondering.
Well, what is there to say? The last thing this country needs right now is a war with crazy dwarves, or some ancient god swallowing it whole. Though I had hoped for a longer respite, to be honest. 2 years since the wars, and here we are again at the verge of yet another one.
We'll make sure it doesn't come to that.
Your words in Ellen's ear, General.
I'll see you around.
Yep.
Over here. Stay close.
And that's it. My people believe that once Jakku has been set into motion, nothing can be done to stop it. I intend to prove them wrong.
That is commendable. So, according to your father, Sheogded has chosen 4 corrupted to lead it into the world. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he, the Aliani, that is, believe that even stopping these corrupted cannot stop the prophecy from coming true.
Yes. You cannot stop the lightning when you hear the thunder.
I don't understand. If only a corrupted can open the gate, why wouldn't neutralizing all of them stop the prophecy?
It's hard to understand if you're not Aliani. I may be wrong, but it seems to me that you outsiders believe strongly in the idea of changing one's fate through actions. We Aliani believe that us Shaperkin are ultimately powerless. We're subject to patterns, forces beyond our understanding. Love, disease, birth, death. We have no control over these things. And the most dominant of those patterns is Jakku. Trying to resist Jakku is like trying to resist death. You can struggle and struggle, but ultimately you're subject to its nature. So the best you can do is to accept it.
What an inspirational way to view the world.
As I said, I intend to prove them wrong. You Nortandians have proven twice that the omens of Jakku can be broken. You defeated Lacane and stopped the plague. In my opinion, that's also our best chance. We need to identify the remaining 3 corrupted and neutralize them. Make sure they can't serve Sheogded any longer.
And how do we identify them?
If I may, we already know one of them, don't we? The leader of those rogue dark elves, the woman with the mask.
Well, there's no way to be sure, but after what you've told me, yes, very likely so.
We will assume she is one of them for the time being. That leaves us with 2 more to find, and 3 more to neutralize. Very well. This is more than I had hoped for.
So, we need to look for other cults that worship Sheogded.
I'm afraid it's not that simple. A corrupted might not even know he or she serves Sheogded's purpose. With that masked woman and Rondar Lacane, it was obvious. It might not be for the other 2.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that, according to the scrolls, some corrupted don't even know they are. And that the ways in which they serve Jakku are diverse. Wars, famines, maybe even something as simple as being at the right place at the right time. It's an enigma.
That doesn't make it any easier. Even if all this about Jakku and Corrupted is true, how are we gonna find the other 2? Kaiawu said it himself. Even with the masked woman, we can't be certain.
And therein lies the problem.
Actually, I might know a way, but I need to give it some thought first.
Do that. I will think on the matter too. In the meantime, the ambassador told me that you also took care of the matter in Windholm.
have.
And you are certain your brother and your men can handle Arrakis when the time comes?
We will probably need your help, but yes. Until then, my men will be at your full disposal to deal with those other threats. Don't expect a dwarven elite army yet, but, well, we can handle our own.
Very well. One more thing before we conclude this conversation. High Hierophant Arrakis. What is your opinion of him, General?
I'm still trying to make up my mind.
I see. Be that as it may, there is still work to be done before we can restore the mosaic. Let me know once you've looked into all the trails.
Fair enough. Let's see if Wraith managed to get in touch with the Black Company's leader yet. Yes. Out of the way. Stay close.
General.
Did you hear back from the Black Company's leader yet? We still need to find information on those rogue sleepers.
Good of you to ask. Yes, I have. And he agreed to meet us. We can make for Calabrook as soon as you want. Oh, never mind.
What is it?
I wanted to ask you for a favor. There's someone I want to pay a visit to when we get to Calabrook. Someone I have a score to settle with.
Who? What did he do?
She. Remember how I told you that I lost my family to the Bloodburn? I just found out that... Well, I have reason to believe that their death could have been avoided. By her. I promise you that there'll be no bloodshed. At least not if I can help it.
All right, but we must be quick about it. We can't afford to lose time.
I know. Thank you. Let me know when we can set out.
War.